Welcome to Difference She Makes, a 6-part series where you and I uncover African women transforming justice, shaping institutions, and expanding what power looks like across the continent. I'm your host, Adele Onyango. This series is part of a broader initiative exploring how women's leadership is changing the law, not just on paper, but in everyday life. Across these episodes, you and I are discovering what truly shifts when women lead. So far, we've explored constitutions and policies, the rules and systems that shape institutions. Today, we turn to something more personal, but no less powerful: professional excellence. Because representation alone is not enough. Excellence is how women claim space, challenge assumptions, and redefine what leadership looks like from the inside. In this episode, we meet a woman whose career shows us how competence, credibility, and consistency can become tools for institutional culture change.
But now some environments are so toxic. I brought him something I'd written, he went through it. He was like, I told you to write it like this, and bang the table and threw it.
Oh my goodness.
I've never forgotten that. That's why I was like, that one I'm going to change. I even had a colleague who was hiring, and then I asked him, are you taking a male or a female? But surprisingly, he told me female, but now the reason he was saying female is because he feels females are not that aggressive. So this person is not going to steal my clients.
What? She's a young advocate who saw the cracks in Kenya's legal system and decided to build her own path. Ruth Tanui founded her law firm with one goal: to create a culture of fairness and inclusion that the law itself often forgets. And this is the difference she makes. Before we begin, I wanted to hear from you. Where do you think culture shifts faster? Is it in the courtroom, in the corridors of law firms, or in everyday conversations? Let me know in the comments.
I am Ruth Tanui, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I'm also the founder and managing partner of Ruth Tanui and Company Advocates. I've also authored a book, Simplified Legal Process of Buying Land in Kenya.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Today I'm meeting Ruth where she works her magic at her very own law firm. I'm eager to learn more about the emotions she had to conquer in the journey to setting her law firm up. So, when you were setting up this law firm of yours, what are some of the fears that you had?
Initially, of course, it's the fear of, will I manage to pay the rent? Because when you're starting out, you don't have a lot of clients. So that's the most biggest fear, getting clients. And also, not everyone is your client. Yeah. Everyone, there are people who will be your clients, others will not. And that's okay. That's something I learned. There's someone who was like, when you're starting out, and like the US, we don't have, if you're an immigration lawyer, you're an immigration lawyer. If you're a land lawyer, land lawyer. But now here, for me, even when you're starting out, someone was like, if someone comes and says, I have a tax matter, I know nothing about tax, but I'll be like, yes,
Yeah.
I take up the matter, then now go and look for someone who has experience and do it.
Yeah.
But with time, you just realize, you just focus on what you can do. Yeah.
Now, Ruth's journey to setting up her law firm really speaks to how we should go for our dreams and do it afraid. But there's more to her story, and I really wanted to know about the chapters before the law firm. You're now an advocate. It's so prestigious.
Yeah, but now for you at that time, you're wondering, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to, just survive? Yeah. So I think also that circumstance pushed me now to be aggressive in a way. Because now even then I talked to some colleagues, then a colleague was like, you just start going to the police station. It's the easiest place to get clients.
What? That's so smart.
Yeah, but because they were telling me it's the easiest place, you don't need to have a law firm. So I remember that time I was staying in Roysambu. So I would go to Kasarani police station, and then you go and talk to the head there, and then they tell them you're looking for clients. So what they do, they take you to a place where people are supposed to be taken to court the next day. Then you just tell them. Then someone will be like, okay, how are you? People even sometimes don't understand what happens when they're arrested, what happens when you go to court. So you just tell them, I'm going to do plea taking for you. You are given cash bail. So that you're released on cash bail. And by then it was baptism by fire, because my first client, I had to listen to what the first advocate is saying. Then I say it.
Yeah.
Because I was just from after admission, it was my first time appearing.
Yeah.
Some people get lucky because if you are employed, your supervisor or the advocate, the head advocate will guide you.
Yeah,
tell
it's
you,
like holding your hand through
yeah,
it. Yeah,
be like, we have this matter, this is coming up, this is what you're going to say. For me, it was baptism by fire. My first client, I had to write everything, even my name. Like I write Tanui for the, like everything, because now it's your first.
Take me to how you go from that to putting pen to paper and starting your own law firm.
Yeah, so that was in 2019. Then now 2020, like now towards the same time, January, February, that's when I was like, at least now from freelancing. And by the criminal has money. Because I was telling people that's the period I even built a home. I built my parents a home during that time, which is so crazy because, you know, someone will think you have to be stable to be like you be in an office, then you... But so because I had made money, at least I used that money now to set up a farm. But now it was February 2020 is when I registered and got an office space. We even co-shared with some advocate. But now remember March 2020. COVID. Courts were closed.
Yes.
So we were just at home. So now during that period, in around August, there was a mentor of mine who knew I was looking for a job in 2019, that 1 year period. So reached out and was like, can you get like, there's this advocate who handles my matters. Send your CV to him. But even that time, you know, I was even telling my friends, this is my baby. Like, I can't leave my baby because I just started my farm. Yeah. So I was like, I can't leave my baby. So I was just like, but I just out of respect for this mentor and now this senior advocate who wants to give me a job, I'll just send my CV so that I can tell I've already sent. Then I received an email. I have an interview the next day at 2.
Wow.
Then now after the interview, I was called the next day. I should start on Monday. I was so shocked. But I was just like, maybe I got that job because of now my mentor. But there's an associate who told me, we all loved you in the room. And for me, I knew I brought zero, like I didn't bring my A game.
But sometimes I think we also, and it's something that as women we do, we like downplay our efforts and our strengths. And so we're like, instead of focusing on like, yeah, actually, I knew my stuff during the interview. You're thinking about like, oh, I didn't do this right, or I didn't do that right.
Compared to men, men naturally, even someone was talking about when there are people applying for jobs. As a woman, one thing, you look, maybe like for me as an advocate, maybe they're like, we want an advocate who has been 3 years in practice. Then I'll just see one thing, I'll feel they won't take me.
Yes.
But a guy will go, this one, I don't qualify for this, I qualify only for this too. But they go ahead and apply.
Or none.
But for us, one thing we feel like we pull away from it. But I think mostly those things happen from growing up as a society. Men, I think, are brought up to be confident.
Yeah, they're socialized women, that way.
I think we are socialized in a way that we're supposed to, like, it's like to serve other people. So from when you're young, you're told you cook for your brothers, you're supposed to be doing this. So, you know, I think now that pushes you back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get back to our riveting conversation with Ruth shortly, but first, did you know that in Kenya, women make up nearly half of registered advocates, but less than a quarter of law firm partners? Culture, not competence, often decides who leads. You're working this job and you're balancing this law firm that you've created, and that must have been a hectic...
It was seriously hectic, but now sadly I needed that job because, you know, I just started my farm.
Yes.
So, and the money, since it was running out, the savings I had was, because I was still paying the rent.
Yeah.
You still had bills like your rent and everything. So even my big sister, I remember she told me, but you need that job.
Yeah.
But now some environments are so toxic.
When you say toxic, what do you mean? How does it play out?
So you're not given, you see now right now, you're not even given your own freedom to do your own thing, like to do things in your own way. You need to be at work it doesn't matter. Sometimes, you know, you have worked late. You have maybe a case the next day, you have worked until even 10 or midnight. You left the office at midnight, but they need you in the office at 8. So, you know, there's no that balance. They need you in the office at 8. Or sometimes you find there's that, you know, you don't get the kind of even pay. Because when I joined with another male advocate. I saw his check, he was being paid double my pay.
Oh, man.
And, out of curiosity, I just tried to find out why. Then the excuse was he was poached from a bigger farm. But the thing here, you're in the same, like even I remember most of the things you find you're the one who's doing most of the job. You feel underappreciated.
Did you learn things not to do in terms of your law firm, like so that your culture isn't described by any of your team members as being toxic?
Yeah, that's now the thing. That's when I knew I don't want my environment to be toxic in any way. Because I noticed toxicity, someone will not give 100%.
True.
Because people will be doing things out of fear, not out of their willing to do. So what happens is when I give my staff, especially my secretary, to draft something or to do something, I'll follow up by saying, was there something that was hard that you would want me to guide you by doing? They're hard because sometimes you ask them, is there a way you'd want to do it? I don't want them for it to only be my way. Yeah, so I make sure, I've always listened to him, like, for you, how would you have done it? And sometimes you see there are many ways to kill a cat.
Yes.
So you find that it also works.
Yeah.
Because I think people, when they work with their own mindset and everything, you can still get the same results. So I'm not that stringent, like you have to do this. Because me, when I was in a toxic farm, I remember the senior counsel would, even when they're seated like this, I just remember I brought him something I'd written, he went through it, he was like, I told you to write it like this, and he banged the table and threw it. I had to hold it on before it reached the floor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because he wanted, like, there's a way, if you want to write something, you can still put it in different words and it will still make sense. But for him, he wanted the way he has said it to be exactly like that. I've never forgotten that. That's why I was like, that one I'm going to change. Someone even won't learn if you do it that way. So you walk out of there just freaked out.
And speaking of learning, like, they could also teach you.
Yeah. But then you also learn from them. So I think you have that culture, you're open to learning also. Yeah. And also pay. I was just like, it has to be fair.
Yeah, the pay gap is real.
Yeah, so I think it has to be fair. And sometimes I was even saying, like, you can pay someone, have commissions, whereby if someone has done a case that is bringing in good money, but now this person is earning, let's say, 80,000, and the transaction they have done has brought in millions. You see, I feel it's fair. You give them something. Yeah. It motivates someone.
There's something that is also interesting, and I think you've once alluded it to me. It's in how many women are hired. So you'll find in a law firm, like, there is a huge discrepancy where you have so many male employees or lawyers or advocates, and not enough women. Are you trying to think about that with your current law firm?
I even had a colleague who was hiring, and then I asked him, are you taking a male or a female? But surprisingly, he told me female, but now the reason you're saying female is because he feels females are not that aggressive. So this person is not going to steal my clients.
What?
So that's why you find sometimes someone has done an advertisement and they're insisting on a lady. So I came to realize it's not like they want to, gender equality.
Yeah.
That's when it hit me. Some people do it intentionally just to feel like no one is going to take away my clients.
So this seems like a positive. Like, from the outside, I would be like, oh, yay, we're hiring more women.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, like even if for you, you're scrolling social media and you see such an advert, you're like, hey, this is good.
Yeah.
So that's why when you find in-house counsels, like they're maybe who deal with conveyancing land matters, you don't need to go to court. Any matter that doesn't need court, people feel safer to give it to women. There's a group on Instagram I started, lawyers helping each other.
Okay.
I even like calling it a safe corner for lawyers. There's someone who said, like, as a woman, will you really make it in this profession? Especially the litigation, because criminal, there you go to the police station.
Yes.
So you can imagine if you're there with other people. So we come, like, these lady advocates and male advocates. You'll see people more inclining towards male advocates.
So the clients also.
Yeah. They incline to male advocates. Because even some, they have already paid you. But you can see, they won't tell you outrightly, but you can see by their demeanor, it's like they are regretting that they've already paid you. They wish they had not paid you so that at least they get a male advocate. Especially now, maybe during that time, you're only female advocate, so it was only you. And then a male advocate shows up. They now wish they would switch. Even someone once told me, nilikuwa nimeogopa sana. I thought naingia ndani, but you've impressed me.
Because they thought you were going to,
like, they feel
let them down because you're
But people have this assumption court is about shouting. Like, the louder you are or the aggressive you are. But that's why we say when you win cases in your chambers, it's about what are the laws you're quoting?
Yeah.
How are you bringing out your facts?
Yeah. This is so interesting because it speaks to our social perception of women.
Yeah.
even those of us who are not in the legal space, we're bringing them in. Don't you see that?
Yeah,
like, so how we view women outside is still making its way into the legal space.
Yeah, sadly, because I think it's societal. So even you find, even you as a woman, if you have a criminal case, you would mostly maybe incline to a male advocate, because also you feel like maybe, and you know, some naturally as women, you'll doubt yourself. Most women, like even there's a colleague of mine, we were talking, then I was telling her she got some good deal where she was paid good money. Then I told her, why don't you get yourself an apartment? This is good money. You can get an apartment, or even for investment purposes, you don't have to live there. But now she told me that, no, you know, this thing is going to scare men away. So I was so shocked that, and I noticed also in her, because part of the amount she got, she was sharing with someone else. Then I was like, who is this? Because I know you are a solopreneur, you're the only one who runs your farm. So it's some guy, he got a male advocate who is not even admitted. So he's like a lawyer, he's still studying law, he has not been admitted to be the face of the farm. Because she says that that's how she'll get clients. Like, you know, when someone walks in and it's a male. And it was,
my goodness.
Then I was telling, you know, you're sharing, because it's not, I was telling, and this is the percentage you're giving this person, they're not even advocates.
They're just the face.
Yeah, she was like, you know, I have to be business-minded. Like, this is a person bringing me clients. But I think she's just wired it to herself. She can't do it on her own. Also, me, I won't lie to you. When I was starting out, I was, compared to male advocates, I remember even when I was scared of saying I'm a lawyer.
How comes?
Kid you not, I would say sometimes I'm a legal secretary.
Oh my God. So you like reduce?
I reduce, because you know, someone, especially a person who already knows you work in a farm.
Yeah.
You reduce it, because now you feel like, no, you can't say you're a lawyer.
So does it speak to like, we've also internalized?
Yeah, I noticed we have internalized. Even if you notice lawyers who are starting their own farms, I believe 90% are men. Yeah, 90% are men. Like, most female lawyers don't like gravitate towards starting their own farm.
So would you say that, like, in 2025 we have this assumption that we've done so much work and that these spaces must be at least more progressive than they were, say, 5 years, 10 years ago, but there's still some serious issues. Would you say that the legal space is still not made with women in mind?
Yeah, I can say that. I can say that, as much as, of course, changes, but I think changes cannot start from now when someone is an advocate. It needs to start from this person going to law school for the first time. In
we have
campus.
To take it back there.
I feel it has to start there. Because, you know, it's hard to change someone's beliefs. Yeah, so I think it should start from, if possible, even from nursery school, like from I think women, you see, by the time someone is an advocate, you know, you're in your late 20s, early 30s. So it's so hard to change some beliefs. Yeah. So it becomes hard. So as much as these changes are coming, it becomes harder, because now if someone already believes that, you know, that confidence is not there, I think what you need, and you know, the law is confidence. If you come to my office and it's my confidence that will sell. Like, I have to show you that I can handle your case. Like, nothing, like, that's the biggest thing. If I'm doubting myself, you'll pick on it.
What do you think they should do, or what tips do you have for them to navigate the legal field without losing parts of themselves?
For me, what I would tell women is, don't, like, there's a reason why getting like, even for you to go to law school, you're qualified. You're supposed to be there. And as long as there's something you want to do, just know it's doable. You can do it. It's not easy, like, especially if you want to start your own farm, but you can do it. And you also embrace, like, change and technology. Like, for me, I share my content online, legal. I share advice online. It's more like, it's not marketing. We're not allowed to market, but it's more of advice. So, like, push yourself, the market favors the bold, not the best. So you have to make sure you're putting yourself out there. If you're looking to buy land and that land is under succession, please don't proceed to purchase that land unless succession is already done. And by succession being done, you're seeing a confirmation of grant.
You have a very vibrant TikTok page, and you take a lot of hard legal concepts and make them easier for those of us who are not in the space to digest. And I just want to know, Have you seen that have an impact in how people engage with the law?
Some people might see it as free advice, but actually it's not even free advice, because even if the person doesn't know they need your services, how will you get clients? So you find someone telling you that they found you shared about termination, they didn't know that was unfair termination. So that's why, like, I feel now that's you even get clients through it, and it motivates me, like, so that people can at least learn about their rights, and someone even can know now I can actually get a lawyer. The most important thing is educating people to understand that, my rights have been infringed. Even they now know that I need a lawyer, or just knowing your rights generally.
So that's a lot of work you're doing. And I just wonder, like, what's your safe space? Like, where do you go to pour into yourself so that then you can give, if it's by mentorship, if it's by your interactions with your team here at your law firm, if it's the community you've built for lawyers online. But where do you, as Ruth, go and get filled up? What's a safe space for you?
So I think the first one I would say is now that page, lawyers helping each other, because I've made it a safe space in a way that even I normally tell people, when you share anything, I can't even share it with my friends. Like if someone has shared something personal, I normally tell people I can't share it like with anyone else. I make it clear. I even put those tags so you can answer anonymously. I don't have to. And if someone has maybe shared something and someone wants maybe to follow up, I must ask you first, are you okay with me sharing this to someone? But I normally call it a safe corner for lawyers.
And so does that space also feed you as Ruth?
Yeah, also me, I learn a lot from that page, because it's lawyers helping each other. It doesn't have to be me like controlling it. People share. But it has really, because most of the time when even I need maybe some area of law I don't do, or maybe you're just going through, when you share a lot of people like are willing to help. So I feel it's a community that I've built that I feel like, you feel free even to share. Yeah.
What's one thing that you would say is the hardest tradition that you had to unlearn to ensure that you are changing the space or the way law firms operate, and your law firm is going to be the example of that?
First, the toxic environment, but the thing here is the pay. The pay is something I was just like, we have to change this. Because, sometimes you find even, because I was just telling, like, I make sure I involve my companies in a way that it's not like you're just coming, we work together. You are part of a group. If my secretary maybe works late, or we have to work on a Saturday, I make sure I compensate for that to ensure at least the environment is not toxic. And also because sometimes in some firms, someone even can't approach you with anything. So it makes it at least safe. So remember the firm I went to, I used to dread seeing the sun, like it's morning. Because I was just like, oh my God, it's another day.
Yeah, I have to go back.
Yeah. Like I even noticed when it had affected my health one or another. Because now it was I can't imagine. So I was just like, I don't want that environment for anyone who will be working in my space. So what I've tried is making it a very safe environment. On the issue of pay, I make sure they pay like someone like, someone should not have worked for you and you've not even increased their salary.
Yeah. And
if the firm is now, when you're starting out, maybe when you're bringing in the person, but when the firm starts doing better, you ensure at least, you also compensate your employees. Yeah.
I've enjoyed my conversation with Ruth, and I hope you have too. Now, I had asked you, where do you think culture shifts faster? Is it in the courtroom, in the corridors of law firms, or in everyday conversations? Let me know in the comments. And as you do that, let's hear Ruth's take.
I think, according to me, culture shifts mostly in the corridors of law firms, because I think those are even the first people you interact with are the lawyers, the associates, or the people you work around with, even before you become an advocate, maybe when you're still a pupillage, holding over and everything, more of internship. So I feel that's where culture shifts most, because that's where you get to see that, male advocates maybe are paid more. That's where you get to see that, like, for instance, I was giving an example. When I wanted to start my own firm, of course, the first person I reached out to is a fellow lawyer, and the lawyer was discouraging me from doing it. So I think that's why I believe it starts in the culture shift is normally mostly it begins in the law firms, in the corridors of the law firms.
Ruth Tanui reminds us that excellence is not just about individual success. It is a quiet form of resistance that reshapes who is trusted, promoted, and listened to within institutions. Difference She Makes is part of a wider effort to understand how women experience the law and how those experiences are shifting across Africa. In the next episode, we widen the lens beyond individual journeys to examine how relationships, be it between mentors, sponsorships, and solidarity, sustain progress across generations of women. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Difference She Makes.
So I think initially in the beginning, I was kind of trying to find my footing. I'm not understanding how I'm supposed to do this because I'm like, what would my previous chair have done? Then I said, wait, all previous chairs have been men. But I feel like there was always that element, an assumption that you will also lead the way everybody else has led. It's been done this way for so many years, we can try it like my way.
Yes.
There's a very real possibility of shedding yourself as a woman so that you can lead how you expect it to lead, I feel.